Everyone, and welcome back to Journey of a Vibe Trader Day 23. So we're back, and we're gonna go through a very interesting theme today. The theme is the following: what to do when you're down bad or bad. It's relative, but what to do when basically things didn't go as planned in the next month or so, and how to basically decide if you need to change something, if the instruments that you've deployed in your trading are wrong, if your thesis is wrong, and basically we're gonna go through all of that. So it's a very interesting topic, right? Because usually people, they share a lot about their wins. In trading, they will just show you every time that they're winning. They will show you how their system is performing. They will show you P&L cards. They will show you good trades, and so on and so forth. But they don't show you when they actually are losing money. Uh, and now the question is, when you're deploying either for your manual trading, day trading, or for your trading instruments, when you're deploying like automated trading strategies, trading agents, trading bots, etc., then the question is to then understand, is there an issue with my systems, or is it part of the drawdown that my strategies accept based on what they are and what they're doing? So as a reminder, what we're doing here is Journey of Vibe Trader Day 23. I started the portfolio on all of this actually at 9K. It was 3 months ago. I pushed it to 11K when we started the challenge, and now it's down to 8,200. So it's actually down from the initial 9K investment. And it has a drawdown of about 30% on like the high. And yeah, so let's first think about the different instruments, what they do, and why they were impacted, how they were impacted. So we have 7 trading instruments. As a reminder, we have 4 trading bots on Hyperliquid, 2 trading bots on Polymarket, and 1 trading manual trading with Quant, our tool that provide like signals all the time. Let's first start with my manual trading with Quant. So we only support 2 assets on Quant right now, which is Bitcoin and Ethereum. And so essentially me, I'm almost only trading a Bitcoin. So it's very mono assets. So the reason, what I'm trying to understand, is why it performed maybe worse last month, is because our trading strategies are better for long signals than short signals. So you're always going to have a better long than a short, better confidence score, better EV per trade, better win rate, and so on and so forth. It's always going to be the case, even if you have much more short signals that are active versus long ones. And so I tend to also go long with these signals. These signals are essentially quite, large stop loss and take profit. And usually they have a long average time per trade, which is like, normally it's 2 weeks. So this one is 2.5 days, but normally it's like 2 weeks. So it's like long swing based on technical analysis, high time frame, like 4 hours, 1 hour, etc. And, they resolve after 2 weeks or so. And, you can see the rationale. So this one is supposed to be great. But if you look at others, they have 50% win rate. Usually I take trades with like 70% win rate and EV per trade of 1.3% on a back test that is, big enough. So I was mostly long on many Bitcoin trades. And, Bitcoin dumped a lot. And so all of them basically stopped at a loss, were hit by stop loss. Now the question is, should I have done things differently? I could have hedged with, for instance, shorting Ethereum to kind of hedge my strategy, which I did at some point. So it reduced the loss a little bit. So number one. Number two is that I could maybe, manage sizing a little bit better to make sure that this trading instrument is not, overextended. That's another one. And the third one is that, as the price was going down a lot, I kept, reinvesting and buying new long signals, even though the ratio of long versus short was really bad. So this is the active signals that we have right now. And right now, we still have a lot of active short signals. So now I'm gonna, like, moving forward, I'm gonna be more looking into this, not just the best signal, because I know that we're skewed towards having long signals, but I'm gonna also look more at the ratio. Like right now, there's a lot of short, so I'm not gonna open a long right now. I'm gonna wait for the amount of technical analysis signals to, override that. I'm also gonna look more at the what we have on the quant side, the edge page, etc. I'm gonna show you later, but yeah, it's I mean, I can show you already the on the arena. mm, that basically across the last couple of days, we had basically a huge majority of our like binary option agents that were short, and the top ones with good accuracy as well. If you look at this one and you look at the history, it was short a lot, and it has very, and we won every single day because I mean we're down every day, but yeah, before that it was long. But it just shows that a lot of signals were signaling short, and I tried to ignore them because I wanted to keep trading actively, even though that's not what our system predicted. Um, and so that's one of the reasons why it didn't go really well with my manual trading on quant. And so yeah, the way I'm going to do right now to solve that is essentially to keep trading, because I'm buying these signals that have a win rate that I'm aware of, I accept. I'm trading mono assets on Bitcoin, and I'm skewed toward long. So essentially, I just need to take enough of trades with the same amount of size on a long enough time frame, and that should average out, and then be in profit over time. So it's not because there is a big down that I should stop buying, but I should maybe not just buy blindly on the best signals that I show on quant. I should look at the overall system that we have designed, which is basically trying to give us information, and that's what I designed it to do. I just decided to ignore it. But yeah, basically follow more the signals, look at the amount of longs versus short, look at the arena, look at the this as well that we just released, the edge page, which is basically now providing predictions every hour. Every hour there is a new prediction based on the arena um, AI agents. We've built like machine learning models that basically look at all of them and gives you predictions of the price in the next hour, in the next 24 hours, in the next 4 hours. And so, for instance, I can see right now that we have a prediction for short in the next 4 hours. So this prediction is probably one hour old, and it has a 61.7% success rate, win rate of being correct, out of like 1,100 trades that were backtested with this kind of setup. And so right now I'm also looking at that. I can see as well that on 24 hours we have a long, but the win rate is a bit lower. And what I always do as well is I'm checking out all the data that we have added here. And I can see the performance of this different model, and so they also indicate to me, what's been going on. And if I look at the 24 hours, it's been super wrong. If I look at all the signals that we provided recently, so I know that I should not just trust these signals for what it says, but I should look for very high quality signals. And if I look at that, then we have much better win rate. And then if I look at the 4 hours, well, I also have these ones I've been performing super well recently. So if I look at high quality 4 hours signals that we provide here, they have been like very, very correct recently. So I'm basically, and again, this is experimental, not financial advice. We're still working on it. But what I'm taking as a lesson from like the last couple of weeks is not to stop trading, the good signals that we have, but it is to decide when to trigger the trade by using the overall data, the overall models that we've developed, but just use them in a good way and not simply buying out of feeling. That's one thing that I can identify that didn't go super well, but I'm very confident it will go. It will be back pretty nicely over time. Then what happens? Let's check the Polymarket bots. So we have 2 bots on Polymarket that do binary agent options on the Bitcoin 1 hour. So essentially every hour not every hour, but on selected hours we buy long or short for Bitcoin on Polymarket. You have it's like a binary option. Our main one is still Post. I didn't re-enabled it because it's been I need to retrain the model that we had. It was working great for months, went from 1K to 3K down to 1,300 because the model needed retraining. Unfortunately, I didn't have the time because on top of being a vibe trader, I'm a builder, and so it takes a lot of time. But yeah, I basically need to retrain the model and redeploy. And the other one here, which is the only instrument in profit, it started at $80. Now it's at 134. So up really nicely. And this one continues to perform well. And so this one is based on what I showed you, what we have on the platform, the binary options from the arena. Just checking the chat right now. Julian, hey, cool channel. Where do you get your backtest data? So the backtest data we have, there's a couple of things. It's a good question. What we have is 2 things, right? We have, as I show you here on the screen, we have signals in Quant. You can have it in the Chrome extension, or you can have it on our page here, and you can trade them in one click on paper trading, so you can test, or on Hyperliquid. And these signals are based on trading strategies. So we have a library of 250 trading strategies on multiple time frame, and then we've backtested them, so you can see all the backtest data here that we've done. And so these results are based on the stop loss and take profit level that we provide with the signal. So when you execute a trade, you already have the stop loss and take profit. And so these signals, for instance, this one is a short based on 25 day time series momentum, and it has very tight stop loss and take profit. So you can see like the signal price here, 60,700. Wait, where am I? Yeah, $60,732 was here. Or where were we? Yeah, here. 60,732 was the price of the signal. And the signal was generated 17 hours ago. So it starts to be quite old. And now the price is here. So the price is now at $65,974. So we're already close to the take profit of this signal, because this signal has a take profit at -2%. It's a short signal, and it has a stop loss at 8.9, so very, very large. But so it has a very bad risk reward, 0.22 here, but it has a super high win rate, 88% win rate, and average all time of 2:30. So normally it resolves pretty fast. And then based on all these numbers, it creates an EV per trade, which is expected value that you'll get on this trade, 0.51%. And so I'm checking the question again: is it daily data or intraday for the backtest data? So all these signals are based on only technical indicators trading strategies, blue chip ones. You can find the names, and then we optimize them. And so we flag them as soon as they flag a signal. We show it to you with the optimized version here. And so when we did the back test, we basically tested this trading strategy on Bitcoin with these stop loss take profit levels on thousands and thousands of trades across a period. So here it's a 9 years period that provided 1,500 trades, and then you can understand then you have the back test of what this strategy, if you had taken all of the trades, it would have performed over time. And essentially, even though we put the confidence score at 57, which is pretty low, it is because the risk reward is bad. But the reality is that it has good EV, which is 0.5, and it has super accuracy. So it's a good indicator of price action on the short term. So that's one thing, right? We have this data based on technical indicators. So it's like Bitcoin, thousands and thousands of candles of OHLCV data. OHLCV is how you create a candle: open, high, low, close, and volume. You have a candle, and that there are all of this data. And then out of that, you derived a lot of technical indicators that we use in our trading strategies. That's one thing. And then we have another set of data, which is from our AI agents. So our AI agents, we have like a total of 250 or something. And their role is very simple. They all are different. They all have different data points. So some of them use news, some of them use sentiment, some of them use technical data, volume, order book. All of them have different data. And their only goal is to predict if Bitcoin will go up or down in the next hour or in the next 24 hours. And so based on that, they all make a decision, their own decision, and for instance, these ones, every single hour, they say, is Bitcoin going to go up or down in the next hour? And they do it every single hour. And so we've been running them for 100 plus days. So they have 3,000 plus predictions, and then you can see their accuracy. And basically from their accuracy alone, this is, it's very small edge of accuracy. And if you look at the worst, 46% win rate, it's pretty bad, but then it means that if you counter trade it, it's really, really good, right? And so we are using them as well as data points that we crunch into models that provide us with additional data points. So I see what you say. So right, but different strategies have different rules. Some rules can be only intraday. Example, open range high as an entry needs intraday. Stop loss past performance doesn't account for intraday. I'm trying to understand. Yeah, so I see what you mean. The trading strategy we have, the trading strategy we have, the way we optimize them are really simple right now. It's not like we didn't add sophisticated stop loss, dynamic stop loss mechanism, etc. We all put a rigid stop loss and take profit, right? And so the only way they resolved is either by hitting the stop loss or the take profit in our backtest. That's a choice by design. So there's many strategies that you can optimize on, intraday scalping or very different or dynamic stop loss with trailing stop loss, or you add different levels when you exit, and so on and so forth. This is not the trading strategy we provide right now. The one we have and we provide at this stage are very basic, simple. They are basically optimized on what their indicators is showing on their own time frame, and they have to basically either reach stop loss, take profit to realize their performance over time. I don't know if that answers the question. But yeah, so we have this, and we have these agents, so binary option agents, AI agents, and all together we train some model on the edge page. So maybe that's also what you refer to, that gives other kind of performance on this kind of model. So we will make them available as well on the as a tradable signal into Quant. And yes, the idea is that over time we're gonna provide much more sophisticated trading strategies with dynamic stop loss mechanism, more intraday, more scalping, where we're gonna reduce the fees as well, especially on these scalping strategies. And we're gonna go there. All right, so if I go back here, and so yeah, we went through the manual trading with Quant and how we can do better. We went through the binary bots on Polymarket. One has to be retrained and redeployed. One is working well, just need more capital. But over time, it's performing pretty well. We'll see how it does over time. I think it's like overperforming the backtesting data on the last sample of the last month. So it should not maintain such a high win rate over time. But for now, it's on a good streak. And then we have the 4 bots on Hyperliquid that we're all trading Bitcoin, different ones. So we have the one which is a machine learning model based on all the trading strategies, only technical indicators. That started at 1K, went up to 2K, now it's down to 1200. And essentially, I'm very confident on this one. It's only going long Bitcoin with very large stop loss take profit, but we have a huge data set with backtested on a very, very long time frame, and it should perform really well over time. So it had like 7 winning trades and 2 losing trades in a row, which is variance. It happens, and so I'm very confident. So I'm not going to change anything on this one. Then we have a bot that is doing actually it's trading Ethereum. So we trained it on Bitcoin directional, but then we try to use Ethereum because it has more volatility. So we know the direction of the asset, and then we try to get additional, momentum, or how to say, deep depth into the asset price movement. And so this one has been performing pretty bad. Also, so this one I'm going to change. I'm going to basically retrain it. Because the issue is that it's based on a set of agents that we have in the arena, but they are not performing as well over time. So this one needs to be a retrain. So I know that. Julian, interesting. I'm building my own backtesting quant tool for my own personal trading. We'll keep following. Yeah, feel free to share your tool in here as well. I'm very curious to see what everybody is building. One thing that I very much encourage is to make it public, so everybody can see and test and help each other out. I think that's also what I want to do. Essentially, the platform I'm building is my own experiment publicly for everybody to test and use if they want. So, yeah, please share, and happy to have you with us, Julian. All right. Then what we have, only 2 trading bots remaining. We have the most sophisticated bot that I was very, very proud of. That I started actually on May 11th at $1,300. It went up to $1,600 on May 21st, and it's down a lot. It's down to 950 right now, and so it did a lot of trades. You can see the performance over 30 days here. So it did a lot of trades, but basically on the days where Bitcoin went down a lot, it predicted like a lot of rebounds that didn't happen. It kept dumping, and the bot kept predicting rebounds. And it's a bot which has a lot of aggressive sizing. So it's 100% equity at 3x leverage. So it's a lot of it's very aggressive on sizing, and it trades a lot. But it still have like dynamic stop loss. So the stop loss is always dynamic, and then it prevents from catastrophic events, but it just had a lot of bad trades in a row. One thing that's important to note, though, is that out of 30 days, it did almost $1 million of volume. And the overall P&L is minus $335. So we actually paid $500 of fees out of that. So let's say, imagine you don't have any fees, it will be in profit still, even though it had like bad streak, bad variance, it will be in profit. So here, clearly the fees have a huge impact. Now the question is there a way to reduce the fees, or should we adapt the strategy so it perform better over fees? And even the question, should we just change the model? For now, I'm not gonna change anything, because I think it was a couple of days of bad events where the bot didn't perform super well. But I think over time, based on the backtest, based on everything, it should perform pretty well. So I'm not gonna change anything, but I'm really questioning the capacity to find a way to pay less fees so the bot can be profitable over time. Um, so yeah, that's one is very interesting. I'm gonna follow closely. And the last one was the one I deployed directly um, on Quant, so we can deploy like real trading bot on Hyperliquid. I deploy in day 3 of the stream. This one is only going long, and it only has like trading strategies with a 2 weeks resolve time, only long. So Bitcoin was only down during the period, so it did have only losing trades. But it's this kind of bot where basically you need to let it run for 6 months, 8 months before you can really understand, okay, if is there an issue or is it performing well? And based on the backtest that I trust, but it's not financial advice, I'm very confident that over time it will perform pretty well. So yeah, here is the kind of the status of everything. And so yeah, I mean, now we've identified for each trading instrument. So for most of them, most of the trading bots, we're gonna keep them running. This one, the binary one that trade Ethereum up or down, we're gonna, I mean, on Hyperliquid, but like try to benefit from the agents that say Bitcoin up or down. We need to retrain it. That's one. This one, it needs to be retrained and redeployed as well. So Polymarket binary bot. And my manual trading with Quant, I just need to look at all the data that we aggregate and use all of it to make a better decision when to trigger a trade. Even if the signals are good, and so if I take enough of them over time, I should be in profit. The question is, am I able to trigger the signals in a good time, right? When things are going well. And so I increase the edge, because based on my decision, the specific signals that I'm choosing is in a market regime or whatever that is working better. And so we're collecting so much data in order to help make this decision better. And so that's my learning from that. So yeah, that's kind of everything. And so I think, yeah, it's very interesting to be in that scenario, right? Because I've been doing this for 100 days, and everything was, even if it's an experiment, everything was going up. And now there's a first significant drawdown. And so my first conclusion is to identify what went wrong. So I just did. Then the second is to decide what to change and what to keep running as an experiment. So I did that as well. And the third one is to try to think about it, emotionally, or how much it impacts me. And so I thought about it because, it can be annoying for some people, that trade a lot of money or really, are affected by this. For me, I really treat that journey as Vibe Trader and this, portfolio, whatever, as an experiment. So I'm completely fine if it goes to zero. I'm not using a significant amount of my wealth in there. It's really like an experiment where I'm trading, like testing real trading instrument with real money, and see how it goes. Because I could do it all in paper trading, I could do it all in backtest, I could have much more conservative sizing, and so everything will just move a little bit. I could do that, but I think it's first I wouldn't probably care as much. I wouldn't be as involved. It would be a bit less fun as well as a stream. But yeah, so based on that, the fact that I treat that as an experiment and I'm happy to pay the price to learn, I'm not really affected by the drawdown overall. And so that's also a question for you if you're starting to trade or deploying trading instrument or trading strategies. The question is, are you sure that you're trading only monies that you're fine, with learning, as a, it's like your learning experiment, and also understand that it should not affect you in a bad way. All right, so yeah, that's where we are. It was day 23 as Hype Trader. We will get back next week for a new stream. Hopefully, I'll have time to redeploy the new instrument. And again, if you want me to explain more some stuff or go deeper into specific things, add it in the comments, and I'll be happy to explore. And if you also are deploying your own tools and you have a link because they're online, share them as well in the comments. I'm not gonna kick them. I'm super curious to see what everybody's building. I think we're in an era where everybody's building a lot of tools, and the goal is to share them and build this journey together. All right, everyone. That's it for today.